Okay, so we're talking about Brad Holmes and Les Snead. And Skillful in the comment section has some thoughts about Brad Holmes and Les Snead. Let me see if I can find the comment again. He's talking about Snead. Says Snead spent big on Ramsey, yet Miller, so they traded for Ramsey, 2 first-round picks at least, and Miller, Von Miller, and Odell Beckham Jr. were cheap and not in their prime. Okay. Brad can afford to spend on 2 premium DEs, Hutch and whoever else in today's market. And I'm saying that we're not asking him to do that. We're not expecting him to do that. But since he brought up Snead, let's compare Snead. And we can sprinkle in Howie Roseman as well. We've already accepted that Brad is a great drafter. I'm going to say his overall drafting to me is like A minus. Yeah, he missed on Broderick Martin. I like to give him slack for that. He missed on a couple of people, but predominantly to me, A minus, right? But is he willing to swing for the fences? You take a guy like Les Snead, since that's the one we'll focus on less. The Rams traded 2 first-round picks for Jalen Ramsey. Still wasn't enough. They traded 2 first-round picks for Matthew Stafford. In the same year, they signed Von Miller. They signed Odell Beckham Jr. Neither one of those guys in the prime. What did it lead to? A Super Bowl. They drafted Aaron Donald, but they swung for the fences. Brad is a bunter. He's not going to swing for the fences. He's the guy that circles around. He can get a triple, but he gets scared and he stay on first, right? So I'm saying when you compare a guy like Snead is a risk taker. Matthew Stafford is the perfect quarterback for Les Snead. And what did it do? It got him a Super Bowl. I feel like Brad, and when I say that Brad liked to stay, he could run to third, but he liked to stay on first. We can't even get to second. We can't even get to second base, man. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why doesn't Brad want to run the extra base, go the extra mile, swing for the fences? He likes to play everything safe when it comes to some things. Zadarius Smith does not cost that much. So we're not talking about a Trey. We're not talking about any of the big name dudes. We're not talking about quote unquote an elite edge because we already have one. And we don't need to. If we had 2, we gonna be unstoppable. But we got 1 and then nobody. We got a bunch of sidekicks. None of these guys are even Robin to Aiden Hutchinson's Batman. Like Zadarius was. He was never gonna be Batman. He was always gonna be Robin. That's all we need. We don't have, we got like Peter Parker's grandma. That's who we have. We got a guy who can't stay healthy, a guy who has is a 6-round pick with a motor, right? We've got all the other guys are like practice squad dudes. We got a practice squad guy in Ahmed. We have undrafted free agents in Mitchell Agude and Isaac Ukwu. We've got Mekhi Wingo, who is not healthy at the time. We've got Josh Pascal, not healthy at the time. So when is Brad going to try for an extra base? When is he going to swing for the fences? That's what I'm saying. But yeah, that won't happen. I'm skeptical that Brad might possibly let Hutch walk or trade. Andrew, ain't no way. It ain't no way. If Brad Holmes was to trade or let Aiden Hutchinson walk, he would never hear the end of it. That would be the moment that every single Lions fan would turn on Mr. Holmes. Every last one of them. It ain't no way. He want a death wish? He want a death note? You go right ahead. You want to get fired immediately? You trade Aiden Hutchinson. Let that happen. The one thing I did not like was the other preseason games. He did not look. Yeah. Isn't that what happened with Sue? Andrew, that is what happened with Sue. That was a different regime. So we're talking about Brad and Dan. And Sue, as much as a monster Sue was, he wasn't Hutch. Hutch is a Boy Scout. Ndamukong Suh was dirty. He was a dirty player. I saw the dirty plays himself, with my own eyes. So But I don't think it's fair to compare the two regimes. But let that happen. But when we're comparing Snead to Holmes, even though like Brad is a descendant of Les Snead, Brad likes to play everything safe. And I think we're going to get to a point where we're going to be itching for Brad to swing for the fences because he hasn't done it, right? He hasn't. To me, you don't swing for the fences in your draft unless you're going to pull a Saints and give up your whole draft for Ricky Williams. Like the draft, okay, what's the worst you could do? Trade a first-round pick? All right. But when you're talking about swinging for the fences, you're talking about taking your team over the top. And I think that's what the Lions are waiting on. And only Brad can do that. You could do it through the draft. It might take you several years. And I think Brad, you're looking right now at that 2024 draft, and it ain't looking too great. It ain't looking too great, right? We don't have a single superstar out of that entire draft, right? Terrion could be one. Ennis is right now an L. So Brad eventually, he might have to do it, right? So I don't know, man. I don't think you can compare the two just yet. And I think Brad has to be a little more aggressive in order to do that.